Hey guys, today I'm gonna help you to save a little money in your groceries by taking you around my kitchen to show you my favorite kitchen gadgets that I find have saved me the most money. I love kitchen gadgets, it's kind of a passion, I have a lot of them. Sometimes you think it's a great idea, you spend the money on it and you barely ever use it. But then there are those that you're like, oh my gosh, I cannot do without it. This is making my life so much easier or saving me money. So I'm gonna show you my favorites that I have. None of this will be sponsored. This is just the stuff that I find helps me and I wanna help you. So let's see what we can do. Alright, I'm gonna try to go from the cheapest to the most expensive so that we can help everybody with every kind of budget. So the first thing I'm gonna tell you is to invest in a good pair of knives. Good set of knives, not pair, however many you need. If you can get a whole set, then do it. If you can only get one, then do it, because it's a lot cheaper to buy meat in bulk than to buy pre-cut meat. And if you have terrible knives, it's gonna really discourage you from doing that. If you get good knives, it's easy to chop your meat up yourself, and you can save a lot of money. It's cheaper to buy a whole chicken than to buy chicken tenders. It's a lot cheaper to get a whole pork loin than to buy little steaks. So you can really save a lot of money getting big bulk cuts of meat and cutting it up yourself, and it's gonna be easy if you have a good set of kitchen knives. So that's probably the most inexpensive thing you can do to help you to save money on your groceries. The next gadget I'm going to show you is this. I actually did a whole video on like all the different uses that I have found for this, not sponsored. I'm not even going to give you the brand because I've used different ones over the years and they're all, you know, I guess pretty much the same, but just when you purchase them, look at the reviews to get something that is getting pretty good reviews. But it's just a vacuum sealer. This thing seals mason jars, like our pork lard that we just made. It's sealed, so this is going to give this so much longer of a shelf life. And I have found that I have saved so much money since I started sealing things in and using it for storage, because things are not going bad on me as quick. So it's very inexpensive, like $20-ish, and it definitely does save me a lot of money on my groceries. I do recommend you go and watch that video that I made that kind of gives you all of the different ways that I use it, and it really has helped me to save. This right here is a bread maker. I'll show you up close, but it cost maybe about $100 now. I bought this, I don't know, 10 years ago, probably more than that, honestly. So they may be more now because the price of everything has gone up, but it's worked for 10 years for $100. And you can just put your ingredients in it, set it and forget it. You can even put a timer on it and come back and you will have a fresh loaf of homemade bread. Now, I used to use it a lot, and then I started just using it to mix the bread for me to make things easier, and then I would bake it in the oven because I kind of learned, you know, different shapes, different tricks. I had different things, but it's still really convenient. For example, I could put the ingredients in, set the timer, and when we come home from church on Sunday and half the church follows us home for lunch, there is a fresh baked loaf of bread, because it'll mix it for you, it'll go through the rise settings, it'll keep it at the right temperature and humidity, and it'll bake it for you in the machine if you want it to. So I think that has saved money, because store-bought bread is expensive, but more than money, it saves you peace of mind, because it really scares me when I forget a loaf of bread in the cabinet that I bought from the store for 2 months, and then I find it and it looks exactly the same as when I bought it, and I'm like, how old was it when I bought it? And why? Because when I make homemade bread, you got 3 days, you know, tops, and then you're getting mold on it. So I don't know what's in that stuff, but I don't think it's food, because food rots and that doesn't, so it scares me. So I like to make homemade bread, and this thing makes it super easy and convenient, and the easier it is, the more you'll do it. Yes, we all want to do everything with our bare hands from scratch all the time, but let's be realistic. We don't always have time for that, and if it's too difficult, you won't do it. So it's okay to use tools that make it easier for you. All right, this is a meat grinder. It's also a sausage maker. It can do other things. But a meat grinder, you might think, well, I don't grind my own meat. Well, it only costs, this is not, you know, like a big professional. This is just a little home use meat grinder, and honestly, it's done the job for everything I've needed. I've ground up whole deer in it. with it. But you really can save a lot of money, kind of for the same reason as when I said, you know, getting in bulk and buying your own meat and portioning it out, freezing it yourself. Around the holidays, you can get turkey anywhere from 60 to 80 cents a pound on sale, and you can grind it yourself. Whereas if you buy turkey ground meat from the store, especially in, you know, other times of the year, it's gonna be $4 a pound. So that's a big savings. Same thing with pork. The pork roasts go on sale around here for close to $1 a pound, pretty regular, and you can just grind it up and make your own breakfast sausage. That's gonna be way cheaper than buying it pre-made, pre-packaged. The roast, they go on sale for maybe like $3 a pound, and you can grind it up and have a good quality roast ground meat that you know what is in it, and you're not just getting a whole bunch of fat that just melts as soon as you try to cook it. You get a better quality product, and you get it at a better price. You can also, if you hunt or if you fish, you can grind your own deer ground meat or your own gorboulettes, things like that. You can make your own sausage, which you can give away for gifts. So, you know, it's a really good little gadget to have. It's not that expensive, and it will save you money if you take the time to use it. If you're someone who buys water, getting your own distiller can save you a good bit of money. I think I paid like $119 for this one, you know, on Amazon. Just, you know, read the reviews and get whatever you want. I'm not endorsing any particular product. But I don't buy water from the store. I don't have to worry about, you know, when the power's going out or whatever. Everybody needs water. So I'm just using water from the sink and running it through my distiller. You can even catch rainwater and run it through your distiller if you wanted to. So especially if you do a lot of cooking yourself, like I do fermenting, I do canning, you know, I do things that require distilled sterile water, then you can go ahead and just get you one. It's worth the investment. It will very quickly pay for itself because you're not buying gallons and gallons of water pretty much every day to do all of these things. So I think this is a worthy investment to save you money. Probably, honestly, it paid for itself in maybe 2 months at the most, you know, so go ahead and do it. However, I will give you this warning that if you're drinking distilled water, it's dead. All of the minerals have been ripped out of it. Whether you get it from the store or you do it yourself, there's no mineral content in it. I think a lot of the health issues that we have today is that people used to live on well water, which was loaded with minerals, and now our water is depleted. So for me personally, I keep concentrated seawater minerals, which is magnesium and over 70, I don't know if you can see it, there we go, 70 different trace minerals that's found in seawater. It's actually all of the same minerals that are in your blood in the right proportions. And so I could just put a few drops of this. When they evaporate it, much of the salt is removed, but the minerals remain. So I just put a few drops of this in every gallon that I make, and that replenishes it and makes it into a mineral water. You can also put just the tiniest pinch of baking soda in your homemade distilled water, and you now have alkaline mineral water. Another gadget that I use a lot is a pressure cooker, Instant Pot, any brand. I mean, they have knockoffs now that do just what they can do. And they really are convenient, and if they're convenient, you'll use it. And if it's convenient for you to cook at home, you'll cook at home more, and you won't buy out as much, and that'll save you a lot of money. You can set it and forget it. You can put it on a timer. You can have stuff cooked when you come home from work. I use it to make homemade dog food and cat food and all kinds of things. And I think if mine broke, and as long as I had the money, I would definitely go and get another one and replace it, because I do use it very often. I like it in the summertime too, when it's really hot down here in the deep south and you don't want to heat your whole house up, you know, lighting a stove or the oven, and you can cook in this enclosed environment. It cooks quick, it cooks faster, you get more homemade food for easier, and it doesn't heat your house up, so your electricity isn't running harder to cool it down while you're heating it up at the same time. So I think all around, it's helping you to save money by making things easy and not heating your house up so much, especially in the summer. In the wintertime, you want to put a soup on the stove and boil it all day, then go ahead, it's going to warm your house up. In the summer, you don't want to do that. You don't want your electricity and your air conditioner running that much harder. You can put it in here and it'll be done in 30 minutes, delicious, and it didn't heat your house up or run up your, cooling expenses. So I think that's a good money saving gadget too. The next thing I'm going to tell you that will save you a lot of money, time, and convenience and health is canning. You can get the regular stovetop canners for roughly about $100. And honestly, that's what I use for big batches. But then they came out with these electric canners. And at first I was just like, that's kind of an easy bake oven of canning. But no, I love it. They are a little more expensive, but the truth is that they're so much more convenient, you'll probably use it more often. So it's a little investment, but it's saving you on not only food, because when things are on sale, you can buy it, you can can it. And it's not only convenient because when you don't have time to run out and cook something, then you can just open a jar and heat it up instead of ordering out, which is very expensive. It's also going to make it super easy for you to can leftovers and to can your garden produce, so you don't have to buy anything. That's going to save you money. But again, also the fact that it doesn't have to use the energy required to keep it refrigerated or in the freezer, that's going to save you money too, that people don't think about when it comes to preserving your food by canning or even by freeze drying, which we're going to talk about next, is that you completely remove the expense of long-term refrigeration or freezing it. I mentioned this in a previous video, so I'm not going to go too in depth because I know it's kind of expensive, but if you can invest in a freezer, that will save you money, because when things are on sale, you can buy and put up for when you need it. If you think, I want tacos today, and then you go to the store and buy everything for tacos, then it's going to be really expensive. But if you go to the store and say, okay, ground meat's on sale today, so I'll just get a little bit of that. Oh, chicken tenders are on sale today or whatever, I'm going to get some of that, and put it in the freezer, then you can just open your freezer and say, what do I have, and cook from that, and it will be a lot less expensive on your grocery budget. It's also good because, if you're growing your own garden or things like that, you can store things, or you can make big meals at one time, and instead of, wasting leftovers, you can freeze them and reuse them for another meal as a meal prep option. All right, now I think the electric canner is amazing because you can set it and forget it, and you don't have to babysit it, which is probably one of the most time-consuming things about like pressure canning, is that you have to watch it continuously, and with that you don't. The same thing kind of applies to freeze drying. Now this is going to be probably, of all the things that I showed you, the biggest investment, and that's why most people don't get into it, because it's expensive. But this is what I would tell you. For some people it's worth it, for some people it's not. It's getting more and more affordable. The prices of the machines are definitely coming down very quickly. They're also getting smaller, and they're able to fit in tighter spaces, so that it's getting a little bit more desirable for a larger population. It is an investment on the front end, just like the freezers, but here's a benefit over the freezer. If you have a freezer and you have it full of meat, as many of us have experienced, and that freezer goes out, or the power goes out in a storm or something, and you lose all of the meat in that freezer and you have to throw it away, that waste alone would probably have paid for what setting up a smaller medium-sized freeze dryer would cost. Because the thing with the freeze dryer is, yeah, it costs money to buy it one time, and yes, it does take some money to run the electricity to freeze dry it one time, but you're not paying the continual cost of keeping something in the freezer for it to still go bad on you if it stays in there too long, or if the power goes out on you. Once you freeze dry it, it's good on the shelf for, they say 25 years, but honestly it's longer than that. It just begins to deplete in nutritional value after about 25 years. So you don't have to pay to continually preserve it, and it doesn't go bad on you. So that will save you money in the long term. Is it right for everybody? No. But if you grow a garden, if you hunt, if you fish, if you do a lot of these things where you preserve your own food, I do think it is definitely worth it. And you can also use it for a business. You can make things with it and sell it at the farmers markets. You can make your own vitamins and supplements and just different things Let me know in the comments if you're interested, and I can do you a whole video on like the pros and cons of owning a freeze dryer in case you're trying to make a decision on it. Alright, I hope that has helped. I tried to kind of think of the things that I use myself and that I use the most, and that kind of saved me a lot on my groceries. Let me know in the comments if you enjoy this kind of content. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe so that you can be notified when we put more stuff out to help you out. Thanks for watching. Come back again. See you next time.